To most people, human history looks like chaos, wars erupting at random, empires rising and collapsing without meaning, a world spinning out of control. But what if the chaos is choreography? Think of a tapestry viewed from the back, threads tangled, knots everywhere. Turn it around, and the design becomes clear. The Bible is not a collection of disconnected stories. It is a timeline, a divine architecture built with precision. Prophecy was not written to confuse us, but to reveal the blueprint of God's plan. From the silence of Genesis to the thunder of Revelation, there is a hidden timeline connecting every war, every covenant, every global crisis we witness today. We are not drifting through time. We are marching toward a destination. Welcome to Season 2 of Prophecy Matrix. Today, we pull back the curtain on the master plan. Today, we examine the timeline of eternity. To understand the end, we must understand the beginning.
From the infinite void, the first light of creation pierced the darkness.
The prophetic timeline does not begin with today's headlines. It begins in Genesis. When humanity fell, the clock of redemption began to tick. In Genesis 3:15, God declared the first prophecy, an ongoing war between the seed of the serpent and the seed of the woman. This is the point of origin.
The balance is broken. A new age begins now.
Everything since, wars, kingdoms, persecution, geopolitics, flows from this conflict. History is not a cycle. It is a line that began with one promise. A Redeemer would come to crush the serpent. The blueprint was drawn before the foundation of the world. God manages time through ages, chapters of a larger story. The age of promise, from Abraham to Malachi. God forms a nation, Israel, to prepare the way for the Messiah. The age of grace. When the Messiah was rejected, the prophetic clock for Israel paused. The church age began. For 2,000 years, the offer of salvation has been open to every nation. But this age has an expiration date. The age of tribulation, the time of Jacob's trouble, a final 7-year period where the prophetic clock resumes for Israel. The rise of the Antichrist, the final global test. The age of restoration, the Millennium, the 1,000-year reign of Christ on earth.
What majesty, the kingdom of light is here.
The age of eternity, the new heaven and new earth. If you don't know which chapter you're in, you cannot read the signs. And right now, the sand in the hourglass of the age of grace is running out. Here is the key to decoding prophecy. God works through patterns. What has been is what will be. History repeats until it reaches its final fulfillment. The pattern is always the same: judgment, mercy, restoration. Noah, the Exodus, Babylon, and soon the world. The days of Noah were not just history, they were a prototype. Joseph's story, betrayal, rise among Gentiles, and final revelation to his brothers is a prophetic blueprint of Jesus and Israel. Nothing is random. The Old Testament is the code. The New Testament is the key. Overlay them, and the future becomes clear. Jesus said the signs of the end would be like birth pains, growing in frequency and intensity. For centuries, these signs appeared in isolation. A war here, a famine there. Today, they are converging. Technology, global economics, moral collapse, artificial intelligence, geopolitics, and the greatest super sign, Israel restored to its land. We are not waiting for the timeline to begin. We're watching the final seconds tick away.
Every timeline has a center. History is not circular, it is Christocentric. The first coming of Christ was the invasion of love. The second coming will be the invasion of justice. This is the climax of the divine story. Everything before this moment prepares for it. Everything after this moment celebrates it. Without the return, history is a tragedy. With it, history becomes victory. After the return, the timeline does not end, it expands. We have explored these chapters together. The judgment of the nations, the millennial reign, the final rebellion, the great white throne, the new creation. These are not myths, they are future history, appointments already written on God's calendar. Why this complexity? Why the ages, the waiting, the trials? Because the timeline is not about events, it is about purpose. It is about God forming a family that chooses Him freely. It is Eden restored, but greater. In Eden, humanity had innocence. In the New Jerusalem, we will have holiness refined by fire. The master plan was never just to save you from hell. It was to prepare you for glory. The timeline ends where God intended it to begin, face to face with His creation.
Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. Hallelujah.
History is not random. It is a design, and the designer is returning. We are living in the final pages of the Age of Grace. The blueprint is clear. The question is simple. Where do you stand on the timeline?
Unprecedented crisis. Global markets halted.
Warning. Immediate action required.
The death toll continues to rise.
If this message opened your eyes, subscribe to Prophecy Matrix. Share this video with someone who feels lost in the chaos. The time is short, the signs are shouting, and the plan is perfect. Until next time, stay vigilant, stay faithful. The King is coming.